we were not able to connect you. Sorry for that. You know, we were doing rights, adhikar, and in this rights, uh, one typical person is there, Mr. Kant, right? Basically, he's a German philosopher, and his name is Immanuel Kant. Immanuel Kant. It could be a question for you. What is Kant's philosophy on human dignity? Dignity means your respect. मैंने आपको कहा था कि rights basically आपके अधिकार there are lot of rights are there as a human rights is there as a fundamental rights are there and in fundamental rights lot of other things are also there. So right has a multi-dimensional part. It has multi-dimensional aspect. Right is not a static कि आपका ये अधिकार है बस इससे वो आगे कुछ नहीं है. No, it is not there. As a human right, as a fundamental right, it's a right that you are in a country is a fundamental right that particular country gives you something. So we will discuss this today on today many other topic also and which I didn't able to do it the today that is Kant on human dignity. Everything has either a price or dignity. Let me tell you, be careful and get ready with your pencils and you have to underline it. Everything has either a price or dignity. हर एक कोई भी चीज ना फ्री नहीं है. Nothing is free. This is give and take policy. कोई भी चीज दुनिया में फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट नहीं मिलता है. लेट मी टेल यू वन थिंग इज लेट मी क्लियर इट वेरी वेरी क्लियरली. नथिंग इज फ्री. एवरीथिंग हैज ईदर अ प्राइस और अ डिग्निटी. What has a price is such that a something else can also be put in a place as its equivalent. प्राइस के प्राइस नहीं है तो उसके इक्विवेलेंट आप कुछ ना कुछ दे सकते हो. राइट. बेसिकली गिव एंड टेक पॉलिसी था अर्लियर. बार्टर सिस्टम था. आप कोई सामान देते थे जब पैसा नहीं था. देन व्हेन द मनी वाज नॉट देयर, when the economy was not there, then the barter system was there. You give something and you take something from that person. So which is an elevated above all price and admits no equivalent has a dignity. Dignity के सामने respect is first thing. Respect. Respect के सामने कोई पैसा कुछ नहीं है. When it has no value. A person has lot of money, could be have lot of money, but he has no dignity. Self respect नहीं है. Respect लोग उसकी इज्जत नहीं करते. But he has lot of money, but he cannot purchase from that particular money. Cannot the dignity he cannot purchase. You cannot eat money, but you cannot eat without money. Let me tell you one thing. Price is everything has its price. पैसा इम्पोर्टेंट है पर पैसा बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है. सब कुछ है ये पॉसिबल नहीं है. Human beings, unlike all other objects, possesses dignity. They are, for this reason, valuable in themselves. For the 18th century German philosopher Immanuel Kant, this simple idea had deep meaning. It meant that every person has dignity and ought to be so treated virtue by being a human being. A person may be uneducated, poor, or are powerless. He may even be dishonest or immoral, yet remains a human being and deserves to be given some minimum dignity. You know, it's a very important part. That human being की अपनी एक dignity है, right? And for this reason valuable in them. और इसकी अपनी एक dignity की अपनी एक value है. जैसे एक सच्चाई की अपनी एक value होती है ना, तो respect की अपना एक value है. You cannot devalue the person, right? He could be a person could be immoral, a person could be decoy, a person could be having no character from any aspect, but he has one part. He is a human being. We have to treat him as a human being first. We have to treat. So एक ऐसे ठीक है वो कितना भी गंदा क्यों ना, कितना भी immoral क्यों ना, maybe he's crook person, but first of all, he is a human being. So we have to give a that but much particular minimum dignity to him. Minimum dignity, right? That he is a human being. For Kant, to treat people with dignity was to treat them morally. एक इंसान की तरह से हम उससे पेश है. यदि I told you earlier also, if you to have a visit to a prison, जेल के वो देखने कई बार होता है कि लोग जेल में काम करने वालों को देखने जाते हैं एंड व्हाट टाइप ऑफ life they used to pass over there. they they used to lot of research and all. Then if before the gate, main entrance gate, jail, prison, जो prison होता है उसके बाहर लिखा होता है, पाप से घृणा कीजिए, पापी से नहीं. पाप से घृणा करो, उसके जो इंसान है ना उससे घृणा मत करो. Right. So, for Kant, to treat people with dignity was to treat them morally. This idea became a rallying point for those struggling against the social hierarchies and for human rights. लोग ह्यूमन राइट्स के लिए समाज के साथ लड़ पड़ते हैं. इंसान को ये राइट्स मिलना चाहिए. Right. So, Kant's views represent what is called the moral conception of rights. Moral conceptions of rights. This position rests upon two arguments. First, we should be treating others as we would like to be treated ourselves. First of all, suppose a person says, how should we treat to others? The answer is, as you think that they should treat to you. You know the story of Porus and Sikandar, the great Sikandar, right? Uh, एक बार पोरस को सिकंदर ने कैप्चर कर लिया. Right. Then this man, he asked, Sikandar asked to Porus, how should I treat you? Porus replied, as जैसे एक राजा दूसरे राजा से व्यवहार करता है. Means, you want that I should respect you, I should respect you. First, you have to respect me also. If I want that students should respect me, I have to also give them the due respect as a student. So we are all equal. As a human being, we are all equal. So this was given by the Alexander the Great. Alexander, same सिकंदर उसका दूसरा नाम था. यूनान में उसको अलेक्जेंडर कहते थे. Alexander the Great कहा जाता था उसको, the Great, because he gave a one philosophy. The Porus gave him one philosophy to Alexander, and Alexander accepted it. Accepted. Yes, I should treat you equally because I am a king and you are also a king. I should treat you just like on an equal plank. Human being की तरह मुझे आपसे treat करना होगा. So, second, we should make sure that we don't treat the other person as means to our ends. हमें दूसरों से ऐसा व्यवहार नहीं करना चाहिए. We should not treat them that he is doing my job, he is doing this is his duty to do my job, and rest everything is fine. मतलब वहां पे full stop लगा दो कि उसने मेरा काम कर दिया, बात खत्म हो गई. No, we should make sure that we don't treat the other person as means of our ends. We should not treat people as we treat a pen, a car, a horse, animal की तरह, एक वस्तु की तरह. We should not treat a person. We use them. What we use a pen. What you used to do. Through a pen, we used to write it. When the refill is over, then what to do? You throw the pen. Throw out the pen. You put the pen in a proper way, and it is finished. Work is done. No, human beings are not like this. We should not treat human being like this. इंसान की उत्पत्ति is the creation of God, the nature, one of the best creature. One of the best things by the God, that is a human being. Right? People we teach a pen on, that is, we should respect people not because they are useful to us, but because they are, after all, a human being. हमें उसे इस तरीके से पेश आना चाहिए. So then, you know, okay. Now, the notion of universal human being, here it is. Yeah, let me tell you that. Here, each of us possess an intrin- intrinsic value. Intrinsic value means real value. Intrinsic value, real value. Hence, we must have equal opportunities to be free from free and realize our full potential. The conception of a free and equal self is increasingly being used to challenge existing equalities based on race, caste, religion, and gender. What is the real value of a person? We have to think about it. The real value of person is to to treat him, value, give the true value to that person, value to a human being, and give him full respect of that, and that this conception of free and equal self increasingly inequalities, and now these days lot of inequalities are there. Inequality, one is equality, one is inequality in a human. Let me tell you one thing, not from today on, today, from the centuries itself. Gulam once stay. South Africa, in India also, Portuguese, they started, Gulami Pratha. They used to, human trafficking. It's now also having, they used to sell the human being in the open market in Africa, in Portugal, पुर्तगाल जिसको कहते हैं आप, इंडियंस को ले जाते थे और लोगों को बेच देते थे. Right? Human trafficking जिसे आप कहते हो, and it was, you saw it, said that, selling of young girls, boys, children in the market. They used to take the money from them by selling these people. Right? These conception of free and equal self is increasing we used to challenge existing inequalities based on race. ये किसके ऊपर बेस होता है inequality? Basically race के ऊपर. South Africa, they used to differentiate between black and white. Apartheid. रेस के ऊपर डिपेंड करता था ना कि बेसिकली व्हाइट कौन है, ब्लैक कौन है. They used to divide the people on the basis of color, caste, creed, gender. लोगों को बीच में एक दीवार खड़ी कर देते थे. गुलाम वंश था इंडिया के अंदर, कुतुबुद्दीन ऐबक के द्वारा चला है. कुतुबुद्दीन ऐबक, he started गुलाम वंश. Right? So, caste, creed, and religion, gender. Today, the UN Universal Declaration on Human Rights builds upon this understanding of rights, and it attempts to recognize those claims that the world community collectively sees being important for leading a life of dignity and self-respect. UNO भी इसको accept करती है. UNO also accept that there should be a dignity for everyone. Right? So, the notion of universal human rights has been used by oppressed people all over the world, challenge laws which segregate them and deny them equal opportunities and rights. In fact, it is true that all struggles of groups that have felt excluded, that the interpretation of existing rights have sometimes been altered. Here it is. Slavery has, for instance, been abolished, but there are other struggles that have only had a limited success. Even today, there are communities struggling to define humanity in a way which includes them. सदियों से हम लड़ते आ रहे हैं। एक ग्रुप दूसरे ग्रुप को अपनी कमजोर समझते उसे दबाने की कोशिश करता है। The notion of universal human rights has been used by oppressed people all over the world to challenge laws which segregate them. जो दबे हुए लोग हैं वो चैलेंज करते हैं भैया व्हाई यू आर सेग्रीगेटिंग सेग्रीगेटिंग मीन्स अलग करना किसी को किसी कम्युनिटी से अलग कर देना टू सेपरेट देम दैट इज सेग्रीगेट देम व्हाई वी आर सेग्रीगेटिंग देम as a human being why we are segregating them everyone is, if you say that in a democratic country everyone is equal we have all six fundamental rights then why to segregate one person to another person from a group क्योंकि बेसिकली ही इज फ्रॉम अ पर्टिकुलर क्लास और particular gender or economically weak we used to segregate and we are doing it now also let me tell you one thing yes कि apartheid is over obviously apartheid is over गुलामी खत्म हो चुकी है भेद रंग भेद नीति खत्म हो चुकी लास्ट ऑल साउथ अफ्रीका एंड इट इज ओवर देयर आल्सो but let me tell you one many western part in india also many indian subcontinent lot of people are against of another group right in fact it is so the struggles of groups that have felt excluded that the interpretation of existing right has sometimes been altered जो आपको अधिकार दिए गए वो उनमें ऑल्टरेशन होती है वो नहीं मिलता right so the list of human rights which people have claimed has expanded over the years as societies face new threats and challenges for instance we are very conscious for instance we are very conscious today of the need to protect the natural environment and this has generated demand for rights to clean air, water, sustainable development and the like. Now, your rights are not limited to the human being. अधिकार सिर्फ एक अधिकार आपके ह्यूमन तक सीमित नहीं रह गए हैं. It has expanded its territory. अधिकारों ने दूसरा रूप भी धारण कर लिया है. For example, we should protect our natural environment, nature. We should protect our nature. Nature has its own right. Let me tell you one thing. Nature has its own right. Now in Uttarakhand, it is said that nadiyan, जो rivers हैं, these rivers are live. इनमें जा, इनमें जान है. If you are degrading, creating pollution in the rivers, you are being caught, you will be imprisonment. आपको फाइन किया जाएगा और आपको जेल होगी. Because rivers are serving you. How you can pollute these waters when they are serving you? जब वो आपकी मदद कर रहे हैं आप उनको नकार रहे हो. Can you think that you can live without water, without electricity, without nature, without plantation, without agriculture? From where it all comes? It is coming from water. पानी पानी से होता है सब कुछ. And you are polluting the water itself. What a human tendency. What a human tendency. Then it has its own right, nature has its own right. So natural environment, we have to protect the natural environment and this has generated demand for rights to clean air. See the pollution condition for the condition of pollution over there in NCR, your near Delhi and all, Gurgaon and all, Noida. See the pollution. Then air, water, sustainable development. And I told you sustainable development. We have to develop, but we cannot destroy the nature. We should not destroy the nature. That is sustainable development. You develop yourself, but protect the nature also. Right? So, a new awareness about the challenges which may people, especially women, children, or sick, face in times of war and natural crisis has also led to the demand for right to livelihood, right of children, and the like, and the like. Women have its own special rights. Children, they have a special right also. Right? So we have to protect them. We have to protect them. As nature, we have to, as nature also, naturally and by nature, we also should protect the nature. Same way we should protect the children. We should protect the weak people. We should protect the women. Whosoever we think that are not at our, just as strong as enough, we should protect them as a human being. Such claims express a sense of moral outrage about infringements, would be the infringements, violation of law. जब हम कानून को तोड़ते हैं, earlier it was a sati pratha, bahu vivaha pratha, child marriages, sexual abuse. Still now it's going on. What are these? These are against the society, you know, towards the weaker part. So we have to. We should not infringement. We should not have a policy of infringement. हमें कानून तोड़ना नहीं चाहिए. Right? So we have to have this. We have to respect the people's dignity, people's respect, and they also act as a rallying call to people to try and extend right to all human beings. We should not understand the extent and power of such claims. They often invoke wide support. You may have heard about the pop star Bob Geldof's recent appeal to Western government to end poverty in Africa and seen TV reports about the scale of support which it received from ordinary people. Many renowned people, they also, have jumped to save the society. You know, before, let me tell you one thing. The society gives you a lot of things, but in return, what we are giving to the society, हम सोसाइटी को क्या दे रहे हैं? देश ने तो हमको बहुत कुछ दे दिया. देश ने हमको बहुत कुछ दिया. एक respect दिया. You are living in a country. You have got the fundamental rights and other things. What in return, what we have done for our country? You just think about it. हमने देश को क्या दिया? Right? So this is the answer. When you will able to get the answer, you will behave properly with the human being. Right? So then legal rights and the state. Legal rights and the state. While claims of human rights appeal to a moral self, it's a morality, moral self. The degree of success of such appeals depends on a number of factors, most important of which the support of government and the law. This is why so much importance placed on the legal recognition of rights. कानून आपके अधिकारों की रक्षा करता है. कानून, fundamental rights are there. If fundamental rights are violated, you can go to the Supreme Court, up to the Supreme Court. Right of expression is there. Any right which is violated by the individual, by the group, or by the state, or by anything, or any individual, you can deny this. You can demand for your rights. आप उसको मना कर सकते. You can deny the person, the group, or the state. that the laws will are there and you will take the help of the law maybe up to the Supreme Court. So a Bill of Rights is enshrined in the constitution of many countries. Constitution represents the highest law of land, and so constitutional recognition of certain rights gives them a priority, them the primary importance. In our country, we call them fundamental rights. Here it is. After so much long time, this is written over here, fundamental rights. So यही fundamental right की बातें कर रहा है अब तक. So, so this is a fundamental right, right? So legal rights are there given by the state. A Bill of Rights and right of law, primary importance. Why the primary importance? Because we have to take the shelter of law. बिना कानून की इजाजत के हम फंडामेंटल कानून के दिए बिना nobody can enjoy the fundamental right. It is given in the constitution. Look, let me tell you very frankly, it is given in the constitution that rights are there, अधिकार है वहाँ, fundamental rights है वहाँ, वो they are given to you. You can demand those fundamental rights lawfully, and some group, some individual, any state, any government denying your fundamental right, you can knock the Supreme Court even. Okay. So these rights mentioned in the Constitution would be would be those which are considered to be the basic importance. So these have basic importance. ये rights है ना, ये basic important है इसका apply. ये fundamental है. In some cases, these may be supplemented by claims which gain importance because of particular history, customs of a country. In India, for instance, we have a provision to ban untouchability, which draws attention to traditional social practice in the country. Right? So basically, untouchability was a social practice. ये society में था. But now it has been banned. It has been, it is, it is unlawful. कानून के अंतर्गत नहीं है. Right? So, fundamental rights gives you the basic importance. What is the importance? That we are all equal. So this was end of the chapter. Next will be page number. It is from page number 72 and page number 73. You will read it yourself, what are about the rights and all. And when I will start and I will define you also within by tomorrow or day after tomorrow, this chapter will be over. And I will give the homework also. Right. So be careful with your homework. Always have with your pen and pencil while uh, reading the part, listening the chapter. Give your best. This is, here also we have got duty and right. It is my duty to give you the best. And it's your right to have the best. But it's my right also that you should do the same thing what I'm telling to you to do it, to give the justice to your book, to give your justice to your work. Right? This is your duty. Thank you. Next time. Take care.